Speaking of food, if you like fresh organic produce, then you should check out the USU Organic Produce Farm. Each Wednesday from 11 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, you can buy fresh produce on the TSC patio. Students are also encouraged to volunteer at the farm to learn more about planting, growing, and harvesting. Interested students can email Dr. Jennifer Reeve at jennifer.reeve@usu.edu. Students can also join the Student Organic Farm Facebook group. Make sure to check out all the fresh produce this Wednesday on the TSC patio.
Flu season is coming up, and if you're worried about catching the swine flu, pay attention to this edition of Health Watch.
Or in other words, the swine flu this fall, there's no need to worry. Dr. Spencer at the Logan Regional Hospital has more on how to avoid the swine flu, how to know if you have it, and what to do if you actually do catch it.
The signs of the flu are pretty much high fever, and then you're probably going to have a sore throat and a cough and body aches. You may have vomiting and diarrhea. What should bring you to seek attention from a doctor is probably if you're having a hard time breathing, if your symptoms start and they're somewhat severe, the high fever, the sore throat, and Tylenol and ibuprofen is really not taking the pain away or helping you, you want to be seen before 48 hours, because within 48 hours you can take an antiviral medication which will help decrease the symptoms. You can be contagious with the flu a day before you even get the symptoms, and for up to maybe 5, 6, 7 days after they're gone. But at least you shouldn't go out for 24 hours after unless you've not had a fever for 24 hours. How to prevent the flu, pretty much general stuff like washing your hands frequently and covering your mouth when you cough and staying away from people who have the same symptoms. They're recommending that anybody from 6 months old to 24 years old get the vaccine. But you can get the conventional flu shot right now, but that will not protect you against the H1N1 virus.
Make sure you stay on your guard so that you don't have to make a trip to the emergency room this fall. For ATV News, I'm Holly Williams.
Thanks for that. I'll make sure to get my swine flu vaccination when it becomes available in late October. Scott, do you think weather is going to help people stay swine flu free this year?
Well, I don't know, but we can go ask Brody Wright with this week's weather forecast. How's it looking over there, Brody?
Well, Scott, I guess that depends on if you like the heat or the cold. We've gotten tired of this. If you're getting tired of the summer weather, you're going to love this weathercast. It's finally going to turn the corner, and we're going to start into something more like fall. We're even going to see a touch of winter. Yep, I really did say the big W, winter. We'll actually have some snow on the mountain later this week. Let's look at the forecast. It probably doesn't. What we get on Tuesday is the wind before the storm. Partly cloudy skies, winds from the south and east around 20 miles an hour, and a high near 80. The overnight low will be in the high 40s. On Wednesday, we'll have much cooler temperatures as the front charges in. We may not even reach 50 degrees. We'll have rain in the chance in 80%. On Wednesday night, the snow level will drop to 4,900 feet. So Thursday morning, you'll see snow on the mountain just above campus. The overnight low will be 30 degrees. For Thursday, the chance for precipitation drops to 20%, but it should continue to snow a little bit in the mountains. We'll have partly cloudy skies, but the high will only be in the low 50s. Hope you know where you've put your sweatshirts and sweaters. The low will be in the mid-20s. Cover the tomatoes for sure. On Friday, we'll have sunny skies and a chance for rain drops to 0. The high climbs to the high 50s. The overnight low will be near 30. For Saturday, we can look for a high in the mid-60s. We'll have partly cloudy skies. There's a slight 20% chance of a passing shower. The low will be in the mid-30s, but it looks as though we'll be returning to some nice Indian summer conditions with warm days and cool nights for a while. So we're in for a little bit of a shock this week, but after all, we've had a long-running summer this September, so we're really due for a change. And once we make it through the next couple of days, it looks as though we'll have a pleasant run of fall weather. That's going to do it for weather. I'm Brody White. Be sure to tune in this week for Weekend Weather on Cash Rendezvous later in this week. We'll be right back with more news after this short break.
Meet David York, renowned physiologist at Utah State University's Center for Advanced Nutrition. Meet Andrew Bergen, avid mountain biker and a sophomore biology major working with Dr. York. Together, they are studying the plagues of our century, researching ways to reduce obesity, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hoping to shape the future.
The ORC has been here just over 15 years. It's a great place to come and rent gear. We give cheap rentals for anything from kayaks to tents, to skis, to snowboards, snowshoes. We make renting really, really easy. It's really cheap and you just have to have a student ID. The rates are the lowest you're going to find anywhere in Logan. For instance, to rent snowshoes for a day is $6, or snowboard for a day is $12 for everything, boots, bindings, everything you need. So it's really easy and really cheap.
In-state rival SUU came to town on Saturday night to face off against our much-improved Aggie football team. The homecoming matchup proved to be a thrilling one for Aggie fans. Ted Stokes has more.
Coach Anderson's home debut, Aggie fans were expecting high-flying entertainment, and they got exactly what they wished for. How does 604 yards of total offense sound? The 9th best offensive performance in school history. Despite the daunting offensive performance by U State, it was the defense that shined early as Jerome Barber welcomed JC All-American Cade Cooper to Romney Stadium. Coach Anderson pulled some magic out of his hat as the Aggies got tricky early on a 29-yard double pass from Stanley Morrison to Robert Turbin with 7:50 to go in the first quarter. That was just the beginning. Just over 4 minutes later, DeAndre Burrell dimed in on Michael Smith for a 54-yard strike, capping off a 4-play, 62-yard drive. Robert Turbin recorded his second of 3 TDs on the night on a 16-yard jump early in the second quarter. As if Robert Turbin hadn't amassed enough offense in the first half, he took a Burrell swing pass 77 yards to the house. If anyone thinks our Aggie cheerleaders aren't tough as nails, take this into account. Before the night was over, each and every one of them did 328 push-ups. A dark horse emerged Saturday night for the Aggies, his name, Michael Smith. His doings, 100 yards on 8 carries and 3 TDs, 1 through the air and 2 on the ground. As if USU hadn't proved to have enough firepower, USU wide receiver Stanley Morrison took over the fourth quarter with an eye-popping hurdle over a would-be tackler. And let's not forget his 69-yard touchdown catch and run, which capped off a 53-34 homecoming victory for Utah State. With ATV Sports, I'm Ted Stokes.
Robert Turbin has now rushed for over 100 yards in each of the first 3 games and is projected to run for over 1,700 yards on the year. After the big Aggie win, Jordan Allred caught up with the coaches and players for some post-game reactions.
The Aggies came out strong as Utah State beat Southern Utah University 53-34 last Saturday night. The Aggies had an incredible offensive game, racking up over 600 yards of total offense.
Very, very explosive on the offensive side of the football tonight, and it was great to get the points that we needed.
Robert Turbin again rushed for over 100 yards. He added 100 yards receiving and is currently first in the WAC for all-purpose yards, averaging 186 yards per game.
We're really clicking right now. We're working together a lot better.
What's more amazing is that Turbin was joined by teammate Michael Smith, who also reached the 100-yard rushing mark.
I'm new here, my first year here playing football, my first win as a Utah State Aggie. It's very important.
Aggie quarterback DeAndre Burrell also had an incredible game, completing 15 of 21 passes, throwing for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns.
We'll take a lot of positives from this game, and we'll learn from our negatives in this football game.
The only thing that kept SUU in the ball game was the Aggie defense, but even they have improved since the beginning of the season.
We're making strides every week. I think that's just one thing that we'll maybe focus on this week and just prepare and work a little harder this week on being consistent.
Most importantly, this was a big win for head coach Gary Anderson, as this was his debut in Romney Stadium.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's obviously great to get first win and get it underneath our belt. And, something that these kids deserve, first of all. And there's always personal gratification winning a football game.
Hopefully, as the Aggies travel to Provo this weekend to take on BYU, they can pull out another win. For ATV Sports, I'm Jordan Allred.